It's time to decide a champion. Here we go from Nashville.
What does Will Power do here in the first corner? He looks high behind his Team Penske teammate, Joseph Newgarden. Will Power goes to the high side looking for third.
And there's 3 wide behind. Pretty sure that's Santino Ferrucci. No surprise there as Kirkwood under pressure from Newgarden on the outside of 3 and 4.
Joseph Newgarden tries to make the high line work. That's been one of the questions. The Indy Next race today was highly entertaining, and Newgarden's going to get after it. Kirkwood leads the lap, but side by side. Newgarden trying to hang it on the outside.
These guys know the track is clean right now. They have about 10 laps to sort it out, and then the degradation of the tires. That rubber will start to build offline, and it'll get sketchy, but Newgarden making it work right now.
Hey, as long as these two are running side by side, that second lane could stay good for quite a few laps. Newgarden back in line now, going to use the toe. Kirkwood defensive, and behind them we're seeing some more side by side.
Meanwhile, Alex Palou has moved up 4 spots in 20th. Will Power has picked up a spot. He runs in third. There is a scenario where Power could finish third and win the championship.
Connor Daly there looking on the outside of the Meyer Shank machine of Felix Rosenquist, who's fallen back behind his teammate David Malukas. Look at this, right on the right rear corner of the MSR machine, going to try to make that high line work that he used to such great effect at Milwaukee.
Better be careful, that right rear started to look pretty squirrely for Connor Daly coming off turn 4, but he stays with it and he makes it work. He's got the draft now to help him down the backstretch.
Colton Herta got it done on paddle of water around the outside as we're 2x2 too deep, and there goes Malukas by Will Power as we got eyes on Alex Palou in the lower left, up now 6 spots, and points as they run.
With that move, Kevin, Palou now extends to 13-point lead in the championship as they run, and he's not done. Goes to the high side of Jack Harvey. Harvey almost lost it though inside.
Will Power really could use getting to the front and leading laps. The only situation which would allow him to finish third and win the championship is leading the most laps, and he's slipping back. Felix Rosenquist got by him.
And now Colton Herta's trying to line him up. That's a lot of positions lost in the last 2 laps. He's going to have dirty air in both lanes through 1 and 2. Herta's trying to make the high side work like he did a lap ago on a Ward and get that one done. Power going the wrong direction to keep this championship alive. Power, he's pitting, there's a problem. We saw him falling through the field, but now a trip to pit lane. This is gonna undo his championship charge. He will go multiple laps down, pitting under green, and that's provided we just have a normal stop here, which isn't the case.
I don't see anything obviously wrong with the race car right now.
The lap belt.
Oh no.
The lap belts. Remember, that happened to AJ Allmendinger when he was leading the Indy 500.
And this is not an easy fix. Steering wheel's going to be in the way for the crew member diving in there. The belts are tight. They might have to loosen them. He'll lose at least a lap, maybe a couple here as they put new tires on. The team for Alex Palou, Chip Ganassi Racing, will be letting Palou know, hey, there's a trouble with the 12. Don't push too hard. We're in really good shape. They'll be giving their driver the information. Power, good to go, fresh tires, but brutal.
Pole sitter Kyle Kirkwood comes to pit road. Team communications here.
Okay, we're thinking of switching to the other tire for this stop and a turn of front wing. Any feeling?
No front wing, so I get off my shoulders a little bit.
Both tires are holding in pretty well.
There you can see that switch to the alternates. They were given the information. The team went with the call. You see the wing change there for balance.
Could have sworn the driver just said no front wing. Let me come off my tools a little bit.
Yeah.
Because it was only on one side of the car that adjustment got made.
Hopefully he saw that. It's usually pretty easy for the driver to notice, but either way, Kyle Kirkwood will have to do the job in the cockpit to make the adjustments as the caution is out for the first time. And oh no, we just talked about Rosenquist.
Fresh off a contract extension, 2 more years at least with MSR. We see the 11 of Armstrong made it to pit lane before the yellow was thrown. That is crucial. You don't want to be in pit lane. Hopefully he can get in and out before the pace car comes around to lose a second lap. But what a bummer.
Well, really, the cars with the advantage are the one that hung on. Newgarden, Herta, Malukas, etc., staying out so that this, if this happened, they could pit under caution. And you have to think that Rosenquist just got a little high onto the dirty part of the racetrack as the AMR safety team, as they have all season long, right there to support Rosenquist. Let's watch.
Let's pit now. Let's pit that tire blue. Tire blue.
Right front tire went down.
Wow.
Clear down.
You heard him say, let's pit now, let's pit now. Something with the left front tire.
I think
Did he
it
say
was the
come
right
loose?
front, James,
Right.
was going down. I believe he cut a right front tire.
As we see the leaders now come to pit lane, you see Kirkwood staying out to get that wave around in his lap back. But let's go down, Dave, to pit lane to watch the battle.
So far, fire in the belly still for the car in the middle there. That second place, Colton Herta. His crew will go to work here. They are going to go to... Sorry, I had it a second ago. They're going to go to the alternates here, Georgia.
Absolutely. David Malukas along one of those. He's going to another set of primaries. Joseph Newgarden amongst those on pit lane. He wants to be the first off of this. He said we're pretty set up well for Reds. They went to those alternates. Here he goes.
And Joseph Newgarden will just barely win the race off pit lane. Colton Herta in second. By the way, if Herta finishes second, he would finish second in the championship. Ready to go green again in Nashville Superspeedway. Battle seems to be best for second right there. Keep an eye on Malukas going side by side for Herta. Malukas on the low side, trying to get to second.
That racetrack still looks pretty dirty to the high side. Herta is flirting with that dirty edge of the groove, but he's making it work.
Big defensive move from Eriksson down in the background on Lundqvist. Eriksson on those primaries, Lundqvist on the alternates. He's got the grip. As we see McLaughlin working the high side as well behind.
Herta prevails. He maintains second. Malukas is still there. Remember how fast he's been on all those three wide almost for a moment, a little further back. It is still too wide.
Santino Ferrucci trying to get involved in this Eriksson-Lundqvist battle as there's a fight for the lead into three. Herta on the outside of Newgarden.
Can he make it stick there?
Oh,
The two Nashville
Colton.
neighbors fighting for the lead.
Sorry, Kevin. Colton sliding right up towards the wall. He starts to tuck in. He's got to make it work to the high side right now, or else that groove is going to single up fast. I think Colton realizes that.
You can see it from the Estemo onboard as the number 26 sort of floats up the racetrack in the dirty air of Newgarden in front. When you follow right behind an IndyCar on an oval at these speeds, there's no grip there as Kirkwood making moves on Nolan Siegel. Siegel right now 2 laps down, not for position. Kirkwood trying to claw back the track position that he lost during that pit stop and the yellow. Auto Nation providing these pictures as he chases down Romain Grosjean in front of him.
So Newgarden prevails in this battle. Herta had to hold off Malukas first. Eriksson still fourth, then Lundqvist, Ferrucci, McLaughlin, Rossi, Grosjean, Kirkwood has not made up any ground since the restart. The pole sitter had led the first 53 laps.
So Marcus Ericsson, the only car there in the top 6 on the harder black tire right now, but he also started, James, on the hard compound. So he might have an advantage on this stint as we ride on board with Delaware Life, but later on in the race, if he has to go long on the reds, it might be a challenge.
And we see Catherine Legg going around and rolling through the grass, and the second caution has come out.
Off of turn 4, driver of the 51 for Dale Coyne Racing got high, did a great job to get it down and get it wound up.
Catherine had been running 3 laps down to the field, and I don't know if somebody might have put a move on her to the inside of the turns 3 and 4 and left her kind of hung out up high. I understand maybe Pietro Fittipaldi was to the inside. Let's take another look. Indeed, the 5-hour car, watch him make a move here.
Down low, nice and early.
Nothing wrong with that. Then he slides up and takes the air off of Catherine's front wing, and then she's up into the dirt, dust, and tire debris.
The leaders have come to pit lane. It's going to be busy down here. You see Herta going into his stop.
Keep an eye on the Gamebridge car there first, rolling in near the middle of pit lane. Newgarden and others are going to be a little further up. They are going to the alternates, a front wing adjustment again for Colton Herta. He gets out with Alex Palou, the championship, soon-to-be champion, right in front of him. Here's Newgarden at pit exit. Can he win the race off pit lane one more time? Yes, he can. David Malukas gets out first. Eriksson picked up a spot. Herta lost a couple. going back to green at the Nashville Superspeedway. You've got lap traffic in the mix to sort things out. That is Scott Dixon right behind him, second in line, but he's not on the lead lap.
But it's David Malukas trying to make the move on Joseph Newgarden for the first driver on that strategy. Rossi up front, Dixon not able to make the move. Rinus VeeKay in the black and green car next in line as three wide.
Contact further back. Kiffin Simpson walks his car up the track. Linus Lundqvist is wide. All these cars on fresh tires are feeling hero grip right now.
Three of those four are Ganassi's in that little picture right there, including the soon-to-be champion Alex Palou in the yellow and red car, the DHL car, right there in the mix.
He's going to slot in behind his teammate Marcus Armstrong. Some defensive moves here. Colton Herta side by side with teammate Marcus Ericsson, who got him on that pit exchange. He gets that move done out of 4.
Next car up for Herta is David Malukas, as Newgarden looks to the high side of Rinus VeeKay. How about McLaughlin chewing up Ericsson there into turn 1?
Really forcing the issue down low. Didn't think there was enough car width for him to fit, but Ericsson got snookered a little bit there by McLaughlin.
Scott Dixon is hoping to get his lap back. He is a lap down, but now loses some more track position. That PNC Bank car would love to get in front of Alexander Rossi and get his lap back. The red and white car is Joseph Newgarden, second in the race. And look at the action we saw just a few moments ago.
Kyle Kirkwood there gets down low and drifts up a little bit. And big save from Kiffin Simpson in that Journey car. On board here with Kirkwood.
We're back outside, bottom of 3.
It almost sounded like he wanted to back out of it. He hit the rev limiter, but then Simpson just got caught up, and look how close it was between the 3. Little touch there, little bit of tire smoke coming off of the left rear of the blue car of Ericsson.
I'd be a little concerned if I was Marcus Ericsson about my left rear, as Colton Herta now sits right where he was before, behind Joseph Newgarden. We know Rossi needs to pit. Frankly, Rossi wants a yellow at this point. He doesn't want to have to make his stop under green. Meanwhile, everybody that just pitted just needs to get to about lap 150, and they'll be able to make their final stop.
This is fast work that Herta's made. He lost a couple spots on pit lane, had a few lap cars as well, but he's done a great job cutting through the field. Fastest car on track that last time by, dispatching who he needs to get right on the back of the 2. As we see another replay here, this is Ferrucci in the black and red machine. Kyle Kirkwood, you are not allowed to go below the yellow line in race conditions. If you're forced there to avoid an accident, you might get away with it. So race control probably looking at that to see, was he forced down there by Kirkwood?
Marcus Ericsson into the wall.
Caution flag is out.
Guys, I checked with the team to see if he was struggling with anything just moments ago, and they told me we just know that we need to go a long way on this set of alternate tires. I don't know if he was babying the car a little bit. I don't know what happened right there.
Classic Nashville situation, I think. You get a little bit high, like McLaughlin just did.
That was his first set of alternates. He started on primaries. First stop went to the primaries, but this set of alternates has just not been good. The balance didn't look great. He was losing track position. We saw him really fighting the front end of that car.
I wonder if it was a situation like what we saw earlier with Catherine Legge, where you're just trying to hang on and you get past, pushed a little high mid-corner, but he just ran out of road to save it. So nobody up the inside. Ericsson just gets the slightest bit high mid-corner, and he's able to keep it out of the wall on the previous lap. But just like McLaughlin, he's got the dirty tire situation.
And big wiggle. I mean, he was a little bit high on entry anyway. That had the wiggle correction, and that was the difference. It just pushed the car that extra car width up. And there's just nothing you can do as a driver down to pit lane. It's going to take a big savings. And Dave, they're coming to you.
Let's switch over to his teammate. Let's look at Colton Herta again there in the middle of the screen. He is going to go from those alternates to the primaries, and this will just be where the crew needs to be efficient on time. Get him back out, Georgia.
David Malukas third on this pit stop. He's going from the reds to the primaries. A little bit of understeer, but other than that, happy. Joseph Newgarden also coming in. He's going to go to the primaries. Remember, he's had that vibration, but when he asked if he wanted any changes, he said leave it, down and away.
No problem for Team Penske. They win that race off pit lane.
But it's David Malukas getting the better of Colton Herta once again. Herta losing time in pit lane.
Pato Award on a different strategy. The others, can they make it home? Little battle further back. Colton Herta's been fast in that white, yellow, and black car, trying to move forward, and he's got side-by-side action in front of him. Kyle Kirkwood still on the attack, too, as we ride the game bridge on board and look up at Newgarden.
David Malukas passed Joseph Newgarden in turn 2, pushed him up a little high, and Newgarden is paying the price, falling back a couple spots, but watch Malukas making a move on Dixon.
And I think that was a radio message from Newgarden. Slight vibration on this set. Dixon on board now, side by side with Malukas. He said Dixon laps down, but Malukas hanging it out up on the high line.
Well, for the cars that just pitted, David Malukas is the leader on that strategy. And if he clears Dixon, that's going to give him a little bit of breathing room to Colton Herta. David Malukas could be on his way to his first ever Oval and IndyCar win as Herta gets high there.
Scott Dixon doing a great job of knowing that Herta was coming, had the momentum, stayed low, gave the lead lap car the space there. Big props to Scott Dixon for some heads-up driving there as he's trying to hang on to this number 9 machine.
So what's Pato Award want to have happen right now? He leads the race, but he last stopped on lap 92, while the others behind him all stopped just a few laps ago.
Well, he either wants to go so fast that he can lap the field before his lap stop under green, or he's going to hope for a yellow. But I think this is the battle for the win right here. Colton Herta and David Malukas. Sister programs, Meyer Shank versus Andretti. Malukas goes low, Herta to the high side.
Herta driving it really deep in, and he's hanging in there mid-corner. He's going to have a better run coming off. Crossover now to the inside.
Herta is the veteran, but he's only 24 years old, and he's going to move past the 22-year-old from Chicago. Colton Herta may have the effective lead of the race. 3 weekends in a row has been really entertaining, and look at the Penske side-by-side. The Bus Bros are mixing it up right now. McLaughlin low side. Newgarden on the high side. They are racing for a 10th right now, and McLaughlin is through.
Massive save from Scott McLaughlin on the inside. He hit that bump, James, over in turn 4, and that could have taken out both Penske drivers in one corner.
Oh, that was so close to being a huge disaster for the only 2 Penske cars really in the race up front here. That was an incredible save from Scott McLaughlin. Heart in the throat moment as he and his teammate were battling so hard. Let's take a look again from the outside, a little leaning on each other going into 3. Oh, and they rub going in. I mean, Joseph running them real low.
Wow.
That's the risk. I mean, thank God he had that control. Oh, there's the car right in front of McLaughlin. He got blocked in there by a lapped car. And now they split Jack Harvey.
What a battle. I am so impressed that Newgarden's able to stay too wide at both ends of the racetrack.
This is incredible. Still
watch
now.
The hands. Watch the red gloves from McLaughlin.
We're a full lap into this battle. Another big save. 2 in a row. So it was contact going into 3 on this lap. Using the draft from Jack Harvey. Using him as a pick. Wow. Just incredible racing from both these drivers.
Remember what I said? It's been kind of fun finishing on ovals. And by the way, the fans have reacted. The fans have been coming out. Great crowds in Milwaukee 2 weeks ago. Here in Nashville as well, as they continue to try to grow this event.
Great save. Great hard racing from both drivers. Very professional. Running each other hard, but running each other fair. And that's the kind of thing you want to see with 18 laps to go in the season.
Now, meanwhile, we've had a development. There were some we wondered if they were trying to save to get to the finish. Most have already bailed on that strategy. The top 3 have not pitted recently. We don't think they can make it. We think Pato Award in 4th is someone who can make it home.
I don't know. I mean, 17 laps to go. This is Pato Award currently shown in 4th. But how much fuel has Alex Palou quietly been saving, you know, back in traffic on this final stint? Now 16 laps to go. We think he'll have to pit along with Malukas and Kirkwood, but he stays out.
Well, the first that does not have to pit is Colton Herta, who came in just a moment ago. he last stopped on 180, Dave.
Kevin, here is the story with Alex Palou. Just checked with Barry Wanzo, the strategist. He stayed 4 laps longer, pitted 4 laps later, but they will still have to come for a final splash of Shell fuel.
Unless there's a big caution, guys, and with this kind of racing this late in the day, anything is possible.
Always right around the corner here in Nashville, especially the aggression. Remember, there's 15 laps to go on the season. So for drivers that are frustrated, for teams that are trying to make leader circle, it is now time to throw caution to the wind and leave it all right here in Tennessee.
Georgia, can Pato O'Ward make it to the finish without fuel?
Pato O'Ward is looking for his 4th win of the season, and I just checked in with the team and asked them the simple question, can you make it home on fuel? And they responded, yes, Pato O'Ward can make it these last 14 laps.
And he's got a lap on the likes of Colton Herta, who was leading before this sequence of stops.
Well, it's a 24-second lap time, and O'Ward is 24 seconds back of Kirkwood. The question is, what is the gap between O'Ward and Herta?
So we have telemetry in the booth, what helps us with that, but when they're all bunched up together, they're too close to be able to see.
Kirkwood comes to pit lane, your leader. This is going to let us see how it all shakes out as everybody on the 1 lap down program gets that lap back. And Dave, the 27 is coming to you.
And Hinch, you know how to save a little time on a pit stop. You don't see tires laid out there. This is going to be splash and go for pole sitter Kyle Kirkwood.
Nice call. I like that from the 27 crew with only 12 to go. The tires are hot. The primaries have been holding on. Now we've got to see where he blends back out, and we see now the difference between O'Ward and Herta. There's a 6-second gap roughly. That's just changed. Hold on, let's wait till all these pit cars get back on track.
That's what I see out the window. As Kirkwood will blend out. Remember, he was close to his teammate, but there goes Colton Herta by. Kirkwood will slot back up, probably behind Marcus Armstrong.
That's 4th position right there, so that'll put Kirkwood down to 6th. Armstrong now up to 5th. You see Malukas still has to pit. Palou, we heard, has to pit. That puts O'Ward in the effective lead with a 4-second gap over Colton Herta. But right now, Colton Herta running about a second a lap faster. He's the fastest car on the racetrack. Bit between his teeth. He is all push right now, trying to catch the number 5.
No fuel save for Colton Herta at all, and maybe just as important or more important, fresher Firestones. As Pato O'Ward tries to chew up traffic, that's Alex Palou right in front of him in the DHL car.
This is huge. This really allows Colton Herta to close on O'Ward with him jammed up, and now Will Power mixing things up.
That is not what he wants to see there. You see Rossi, his teammate, coming up behind him. He might not get involved in this.
And there's the yellow and black car of Colton Herta exiting turn 4, and now Rossi, who's leaving Arrow McLaren, looks to pass O'Ward. On board here with Herta, he's coming.
We got a race. Rossi has gone around his teammate, Pato O'Ward, now in the back of this 5-car train. Colton Herta is the next car up, and he is right there as Rossi tries to go on the inside of Palou and make
this is going to jam up Pato O'Ward even more. Look at Colton Herta looking high.
He's got to be patient. He's been so good in traffic, Townsend. You don't want to force the issue, but this is for the lead of the race with less than 10 to go.
And look at the traffic right in front. That is the soon-to-be champion, Alex Palou. And Pato O'Ward gets below him. Herta has to stay on the pedal going around the outside, trying to stay in touch with Pato O'Ward to win the season finale. Malukas in front is going to, we think, need to pit, but we're down to 7 laps to go.
This is absolutely phenomenal, the battle. Colton Herta, great run off of turn 4. He's in the draft. There's traffic in front. That's going to affect all the air that both these drivers are dealing with. Connor Daly getting out of the way. Can't get it done for Herta on this lap.
Very decisive, deliberate moves from both Herta and O'Ward through traffic. Now O'Ward has a little bit of breathing room. There's one more car to clear, but Colton Herta looks so fast.
How has Malukas gone several laps more than everyone else that has already bailed? There he is. We see him heading down to pit lane. So this is now for the lead of the race and winning the season finale. Pato O'Ward trying to win for the 4th time this season. Colton Herta lives here in Nashville, has never won in an oval. He's got fresher Firestones. Can he chase down O'Ward?
These two drivers went at it in the junior formula in the Indy Light Series many years ago. O'Ward beat Herta for the championship. Herta would love nothing more to stick it to O'Ward and get his first oval win today. And Stingray Rob pushes O'Ward high.
O'Ward goes high. Colt goes low. He's side by side. He's going to have the inside line into 3, and Herta is through.
Colton Herta has taken the lead at Nashville Superspeedway. Can he win his hometown race? Would be the first one on an oval. Herta starting to gap O'Ward. We're inside 5 to go. 4 to go in the season finale. Does O'Ward have a response?
What a brilliant call from Colton Herta as O'Ward went high, backed off the throttle, pinched it low.
You can't plan that. That's just raw instinct. Seat of the pants talent. Absolute killer instincts at the right time. It'll be 3 to go at the line. 1 car ahead, which is Rossi, but Rossi is quick. I don't think he's going to factor. Colton dropping O'Ward and riding to his first oval win.
He's running away with it. He's been on pole in Nashville at the street race a few years back, wasn't able to convert it to a win, but as he pulls away further from Pato O'Ward, it is looking more and more likely with 2 to go that Colton Herta will get a win in his hometown and a win on an oval for the first time in his IndyCar career.
He's the youngest that's ever won an IndyCar race before. He was 18 years old. The last 2 seasons, though, have been massively disappointing for Colton Herta. He won a race in 22, nothing last year, 10th in the championship each of the last 2 years, and where he's at right now, Colton Herta would finish 2nd in the championship. We'll keep an eye on Alex Palou. Alex Palou is going to become the 2nd youngest 3-time champion ever. Only Sam Hornish Jr. has been younger to win a 3rd championship. He's not going to win his first oval race, but once again, he's done what he has to do. And Colton Herta, who lives in Nashville, Tennessee, has now conquered an oval for the first time. Herta wins the season finale in Nashville, finishes 2nd in the championship. Pato O'Ward comes home 2nd. The Nashville native Joseph Newgarden in 3rd. Now we watch Chip Ganassi's DHL driver, Alex Palou. It's the Palou Show, a 3-time champion, all in the last 4 years. Alex Palou did it.
Let's go, boys! Yes, yes! Thank you, guys! You guys are the best! Woo!
Just got to wonder, did you have any relax at all when you knew Will had problems early on?
I mean, yeah, but not really. Honestly, we just had to keep on going. Have to thank everybody working on the 10 car, everybody at CGR back at the shop, all the cars, all my teammates, DHL, American Legion, PNC Bank, and all our partners. So yeah, super proud about it. It's been an amazing year, and I'm happy we got the championship back home.
He has won for the first time on an oval. You said you wanted to see that move. Now that you've seen us, tell us about it. How much intuition played a role in the move that decided your winning race today?
Well, I guess it was thanks that Stingray was there. We had a pick to play off of. You know, the whole race I was getting all my passing done off of the corners. You know, really able to drive middle to exit of the corner, get the power down really nicely, and that was just what that was. We were showing it off, and you know, luckily we had just enough room between me and Stingray. There might have been a small nudge there, but I had to use every bit of them to accelerate onto the straight. But man, I'm so happy. Group 1001, Cambridge Honda has been so fast this whole weekend. You know, we didn't get to show it in qualifying, but we knew we were going to have a hot rod in the race. So just thanks to everybody involved this year. It's been an amazing year. You know, I just saw on the screen there that I'm 2nd in the championship, which is awesome. But yeah, hoping to do a little bit better next year.
I was going to say, how storybook is this for you? 2nd in the championship, you win at your home race, you do this for your team, and you cap off the year with a win.
It's amazing. I couldn't ask for a better ending to the year. You know, I'm so happy with all the work that everyone's done this year. These guys behind me have been rock stars all year, and you know, today we just showed it. Strategy was great. Pit stops were fantastic. We just put everything together, and it was a great race from us.